So welcome guys back to another video in the channel. We are doing our match preview and predicted lineup for Arsenal's home game against Burnley. Now, you might think on paper this is quite an easy game now, but with Arsenal, nothing is easy at the moment, and we are going into this game with very poor form, obviously losing the North London derby last week. But on the brighter side, we have got 6 out of 6 in the Europa League and are through to the round of 32 with 18 points out of 18, and hopefully that does give us a bit of confidence going into this game. I don't think it will, because for some reason the Europa League and the Premier League are on completely different worlds at the moment. I don't know what that's all about, but we'll just have to continue going with it. And I think I want to see some of the younger players in this game, give them a chance. Why not? I'm sick and tired of seeing these old faces. And I know Willian will probably start, I know Bellerin will probably start. I don't want to see any of those play, and to be fair, I think we'll probably win this game. Genuinely, I think we'll win. But again, as I said, it's Arsenal, anything can happen. But even so, I think Burnley are a side that have struggled themselves this season. They're fighting a relegation battle. They're not the good solid Burnley they have been, that everyone's known them to be for the last few weeks, ever since the start of the season. So looking at their position in the league table, as I said, they're 18th in a relegation battle, only 6 points out of 10. But we've not done any much better. We've only got 13 points out of 11 games, sitting in 15th, 3 points ahead of Brighton, and 7 points of relegation, where Burnley are at the moment. So it's going to be quite an interesting game to see where we are, how attacking, free-flowing football we can play, because I think in this game Mikel Arteta really needs to let go of the handbrake, because Burnley aren't going to put too much pressure on you. They're going to sit back, they're going to see what you can do, and then they're going to press you when they can, which is what a lot of teams have done this season. But Burnley aren't the most effective at it, especially this season. So I think Arsenal need to use that to their advantage and just go take the game to them, just blister them. I think we need a result like a 3-4-0 just to get us started, and we haven't really got going this season, have we? We had a good start to the season, sort of thing, where beat Fulham, beat West Ham, beat Sheffield United, but then obviously it fell apart when we lost to Liverpool, Man City, Leicester, etc. So it's not been very great for us, but I think we need to try and keep our heads up high. I still think Arteta isn't the man for the job, but again, you have to go into games, hoping for the best. From my head, I know it's probably not going to be the best, but from my heart, I'll always wish for the best, and I think that's a good mindset to bring into a football match. And I think, Arsenal have to get a win here. Other than that, we're going to be left in a very miserable spot where we'll probably be at 12 games with 13 points, and we don't want to be left in that position. And we really need to get the season going, because I think if we get to a point where we're so far off the top, especially the top 4 where we want to be, to get into the Champions League next season, it's going to be very tough to claw our way back if we do end up sacking Mikel Arteta, or we do get our form going, but it's really late on. So I think going into this January window, which we are very close to, just a reminder, my Arsenal Transfer Daily will be coming back very soon for that one, just in under a week's time now, so make sure to look out for that. But we'll be linked to a lot of names. Szoboszlai obviously won't happen now as he's going to Leipzig, but we do need some attacking players like possibly Eriksen, even Isco, someone experienced, and we need to get our season started, and hopefully the Burnley game is a step to doing so. I still think we'll beat them, but yeah, let's get straight into my predicted lineup for this game. Starting off in goal, I will go with Bernd Leno. This is a pretty simple decision. Runarsson did play in the Dundalk game away from home. Leno was left at home for that one, so I do expect him to come back in for this one. Runarsson was alright in midweek. Some people were blaming him, saying he's really bad. But again, we won the game 4-2. There's no point in putting in that unnecessary pressure on him. There's no need for it. I think he did alright, to be honest. He was up playing for the first goal, but for the second one, I don't think you could have faulted him that much. I think that was more Pablo Mari's fault, in my opinion at least. But I think I'll go Bernd Leno in goal. That's what I'll go with. Moving into my back 4, I will go with a 4-3-3 first of all. On the right hand side, I will go with Ainsley Maitland-Niles. I thought he played very well in midfield, but I want to see him, in that right back position. I think he could really help us, because his positioning, normally wherever he's put, his positioning is very good, and I think that's something what we need. Some people might go with Cedric, because of how consistently alright he is, because that's we need a bit of consistency in our team in terms of how players play. You don't want them to having one brilliant game and then the next 3 games are absolute rubbish. I think Cedric, what he brings is just a bit of consistency down the right hand side, and I don't want to see the backside of Bellerin again. Just get him out of here, I'm not going to sit and rant, because there's no need to, because I know he'll probably start because he's Arteta's son. But I think AD Maitland-Niles need to start. down the right hand side, giving overlaps to whoever plays on the right hand side. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Ainsley. Moving into the back two, first of all, left hand side of that centre back row, I will go with Gabriel. Pretty obvious, there's no need to dress it up, and he's won our third player of the month award for the third month running, as you probably saw on my community page. And that is, you could think of it either two ways. One way is no one else is stepping up, and second way is fair play to Gabriel. He has been pretty brilliant. He's probably been our best player this season by a long stretch. So I think big ups to Gabriel, and hopefully he continues doing what he's doing. Next to him, I will go Pablo Mari. Yes, again, I did this last week as well for the Spurs game. I want to see Pablo Mari in the Premier League. I think he is definitely up there, to be challenging for a spot. As I said earlier, he was at fault for the second goal against Dundalk, but again, he's only coming back from injury. You can't put that much pressure on him. I think it's unnecessary. But again, give him a chance in this game against Burnley. It's not a huge pressure. I mean, it is obviously, but it's not a huge risk game because it's Burnley. But again, I want to see how Mari and Gabriel do together. I think it'll be very interesting to see how that works out. And hopefully it works if we do go with it, because I think Arteta does like Mari. On the left back row, again, pretty obvious, Kieran Tierney. He didn't feature in the game against Dundalk, rightly so. He was benched and sat at home for that one, and hopefully he'll be back in time for this game. To be fair to Kieran Tierney, he's also been one of our best players this season. He's put a lot of crosses in, just no one's got to the end of those. We need someone like Giroud in there. Obviously not going to bring back Giroud, but we just need a Giroud-esque player in that team. Who's going to bring us that? Lacazette isn't, and Nketiah isn't, Aubameyang isn't. So who is it going to be? Something to look out for possibly in the January transfer window, but I will go with Kieran Tierney. Moving into my midfield, first of all, I will go with Mohamed El Neni. He scored an absolute screamer against Dundalk. What a goal that was. And I think he was subbed off actually around 60-70 minutes in. So I think that suggests that he will start this game. And I think El Neni, in this game against someone like Burnley, I think he's the kind of player you need just to steady the ship when Burnley are going to come at you. Just to be consistent in that midfield. And I think that's what he brings us. And no threats to go with him. Next to him, I'll go with Dani Ceballos. I've not been the hugest fan of Dani Ceballos over the last few weeks. I've criticised him a lot, but he is a player that can give us a lot of creativity when he's at his game. And if you do remember, it was in this fixture last season where he really impressed Burnley at home last season. Remember when he got them? I think it was like the third game in, and he did so well. So I've got no problems in putting Dani Ceballos into this game. And the player I'm going to go next to him as like a number 10, I'll go with Emil Smith-Rowe. He has been so good in the Premier League, in the Europa League for us. He deserves a chance. And I think next to someone like Dani Ceballos, I think that both of them can bring a lot of creativity, because it will be hard work trying to break down that Burnley, back five, back six, whatever they go with. So it's going to be very hard. But I think these two, I've got a lot of creativity in them, and I think they can claw out the passes, because we need creativity at the moment. So why not try different combinations out? And then if Ceballos is going to be that box to box, if Smith-Rowe is going to stay up and create chances, Elneny's going to be the one that's going to be sitting back doing the dirty work, because that's what Elneny does best. And I think that three could work well together. So that's why I'm going to go with Ceballos, Smith-Rowe and Elneny in that midfield. And then lastly but not least, I will go with my front three. First of all, on the left hand side, I will go with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. He has been playing down the centre over the last 2 games. I just don't think that's working. So I'm going to put him back on the left, but I'm going to go with 2 different players in the forward positions, because I think Arteta does like his forwards to be, switching around, rotating, being very versatile. And I think that's a good thing. I've got nothing against that. But I think for Aubameyang, he just needs to get into the game more. I don't think putting him down the centre is the only way to do that, because even when he's been putting down the centre, over the last few weeks, it's not like he's got that much service. So it'll be very interesting to see what comes of that. But I think down the wings, we'll need Aubameyang there just to make runs in behind, and hopefully that works. On the right hand side, I'll go Bukayo Saka. He has played alright in the right hand side when he has featured, but I don't want to see the face of Willian. I will go with Nelson, but he's got a little injury, I believe, which is why he didn't feature in the Dundalk game. But starting in front, my man Florent Balogun. I think this is more of a personal one, but I don't think he would even play in this game at all. But I want to go Balogun. Why not? It's Burnley at home. Just go with it. Nothing's working at the moment. We're not scoring enough goals. Just put him in. Why not? What's the worst that could happen? He flops and we put him off after 50 minutes, and you have someone like Lacazette who comes on and possibly gives you the win. If he does well, you might even score like a couple of goals, and all of a sudden you have an amazing player in your hands that's performing in the Premier League as well as the Europa League. So why not stick Balogun up front? This is what happened with Marcus Rashford. He scored a brace in the Europa League, and then he got put straight into the Premier League side against us, and he scored 2 goals, and the rest is history in Marcus Rashford, and he's gone on to do some amazing things on the field and off the field. So I think, why not go with Balogun up front? And I think with Aubameyang and Saka next to him, 2 quite experienced players for us. Even though Saka's still young, he's been quite experienced. He's played a lot of games for us, and I think it could be very interesting to see how that works out. So I've got no problem putting Balogun up front, not just because I'm a fanboy of him, just because I really like the player, and why not? So that is it for my predicted lineup for this game against Burnley. As I said, it should be a win. It should be, but again, this is Arsenal. Nothing is set and done till it's done. But yeah, hopefully we can see some of the youngsters play, like Balogun, Smith-Rowe. I want to see Ainsley at right back. I don't want to see the side of Willian. Bin him to Betis. To just bin him. Just get him out of there. Let him go where he wants. Yeah, and let's try and maybe bring in some reinforcements in January, but we'll be looking at in future weeks. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed, please like and subscribe, and leave your predictions for this game in the comment section down below. Do you think we'll be able to break down Burnley's backline or not? Do you think Balogun and Smith-Rowe start or even feature in this game or not? Leave those thoughts in the comment section down below. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.